Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Ramp Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. It's a beautiful thing to have you. I wonder how you're feeling. Remember, always pray when you're going out, pray when you're coming in. And always remember, God is in control. Welcome back to Ramp Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. And this is Thursday Night Live. This is the first night of a Thursday Night Live. So we call it Thursday Night Live. Tonight we have a packed show for you. So welcome in, like, share, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell. And also do remember, you can also donate to this family-friendly show to keep it alive. I'll put the numbers up in a couple of seconds. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing. All right. So the levels are looking good. You can always comment. Tell me how you're hearing me on that side. Oh, yeah. All right. So we always start with a few jokes. So let me scroll. You can donate down below. The information is down below, ladies and gentlemen. And also, before we get into the jokes, let's also talk about Miss Dion Curtis. Mrs. Dion Curtis should be on here tonight live. However, because of circumstances, which are medical circumstances, she's not able to make it tonight, and our prayers are with her. And we say Godspeed to good health. You know what I mean? So big up to Miss Dion Curtis. Our prayers are with you. Whatever you're going through, we're here with you. And we say Godspeed, and we're praying. So, ladies and gentlemen, always check out Miss D's school uniform in Junction, St. Elizabeth. As I told you before, she did a marvelous job with getting school uniforms together, especially for my daughter. And she did it in zero time. So she's still spearheading the business. She needs your input, you know what I mean, in terms of support. Go and support the business. So, you know, the medical bills are high in Jamaica, man. I'm telling you, it's not easy. But go there and support her business so she can keep that business alive and keep her health up. You know what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, we say hats off to Miss D, and she'll be back as soon as she gets to a place where she is able to come on and give a great interview. So, hats off to Miss D. Big up to D's school uniform. For some reason, I'm hearing things low in my can, so you can comment and tell me if you're hearing us in a good way. So I'm not too sure if you're hearing everything that's coming through those the microphone speakers and so on. So let's see. Let's see how that goes. So, ladies and gentlemen, also let's start off with a couple of jokes just to set the atmosphere here. And this one is called the $40 backyard cleanup in a foreign. $40 backyard cleanup. So we're going to see how that goes. You know what I mean? So let's hear it right now. So here we go.
The yard. I need somebody to clean the back of the yard. How much?
How much you paying to clean?
Hey, $40 to clean it. 40, amigo.
Big man. It might look like amigo, but me go backward.
Oh, yeah, yard man. No, no, dog.
Yeah, you see me with dual tool, I try to pull craft.
Me not grow on man.
You see me come out with craft man tool, big man.
Don't play with that Jamaican.
I need somebody to clean the back of the yard.
Yes,
how much?
So let's get the second one up. Here we go. Let's get that in play. Let's get that off the screen, and then we're gonna get the next one. So this one, I'm gonna bring up right now. It's gonna, you know, some of you ladies, when things tough, you go on the road, go look some help, and you might have to work for those help. And this one is very very funny. When you go out there, and you get you have to go pick some crabs. I tell you, it's amazing. But here we go. We're gonna check it out. Let's get that on our screens. This is the cherry baby. Here we go. Let's bring that on our screen. And this is our second joke for the night. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Kasongo, yeah. Mombali nanga. Kasongo, mbona wewe. Songa libala. Oh, yeah. Kasongo, mbona wewe. Hey! Atasa!
Mama yangu, game over. Mwenye uwanja wake kaingia sasa. Game ishaisha hii. Naona soko.
Kasongo, yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get back to regular programming. That was the two jokes for the night. And it says, just be aware. Awareness is the key. The last two shows, last one was about awareness. This one is about awareness too. So let's go. So, my daughter Giovanna is loving her school, and Miss D made the uniform. So check her out. She's happy to go to school. And the thing is, at the first school, she was not too happy going there. She didn't want to go. But this one, you can't hold her back. Here she is. She's so happy to get to her new school. Miss D made the uniform, and she made it in great time. So we say hats off to Miss D. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing. That's little Giovanna, happy to go to school. She can't wait, so it's a beautiful thing. And talking about schools, it would be great to have a bus system in Junction, and that takes schools, Junction Central is what I heard about the buses that are now being rolled out to the rural areas. So I want to take a look at that, though. Let's take a look at it and see what's going on. If you remember these video clips, I'm going to share this with you. And if you remember, they're looking good. Here we go. Let's share that with you, and then we'll talk about it afterwards, because we'd love to have that bus system in Junction. If you remember when it was rolling out, what was going on, this was
a message from the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications, and Transport.
My fellow Jamaicans, especially our rural children and parents, good evening. I'm proud to announce that Phase 1 of the National Rural School Bus Program will begin on Monday, September 8, 2025, with 55 of the 122 routes covering all parishes being served by 60 of the 110 rural school buses. Thousands of students from 258 of 858 schools across all parishes will benefit with the introduction of the National Rural School Bus Program. Far too long, rural students across Jamaica have been unable to attend school regularly because of high transportation costs and inadequate public transport for children. Many children have been forced to travel on foot or in unsafe vehicles, are exposed to numerous risks, including traffic accidents, crime, and disrespect from the ever so popular cry, "No Schoolers." That ends this September morning. It has always been the policy of this government that all students should have and must have access to reliable, affordable, safe, and efficient transportation to and from school. As a rural MP, I've seen firsthand the stress of our parents and the struggles of our children. This isn't about politics, it's personal. I've made it my mission to ensure the National Rural School Bus Program becomes a reality. It is a priority of this administration and one of the most rewarding achievements of my political career.
Imagine being able to build an app with your
So
name
let's
on
get
it
that
just
off
by
the
thinking about
screen and go back to regular programming. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Jamaica Constabulary Force indicates that in 2023, 18 students died in traffic accidents. In 2024, 24 students. And so far since the start of 2025, 12 students have lost their lives tragically from being involved in traffic accidents. Not to mention the 792 students injured during this period. If those numbers aren't sufficient for us to act now, then what is? This government decided to act through the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport in partnership with the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information. After careful deliberation and due diligence, we accepted an unsolicited proposal for the importation of 110 school buses to urgently start to solve the transportation needs of our rural students. From day one, we have been transparent and honest about this plan. These buses are specially manufactured for the safety of students and have been used to transport students in the United States since 1937. They are safe and reliable. These same buses have been used in sections of rural Jamaica to transport students for many decades. So this is not an election ploy, as some would want to believe. This was a carefully calculated action plan to alleviate the stress and strain of our rural students and parents. No more talking, no more delay, no more leaving our rural students to fend for themselves. These 110 school buses will be deployed in a phased implementation system. As mentioned earlier, 60 of the buses will begin operating along 55 rural routes come September 8th, with the other 40 being gradually introduced between September to November on 67 additional rural routes, totaling 122 routes servicing 258 rural schools across Jamaica. And 10 additional buses will be reserved to ensure continuity of the fleet and service. This will complement rural routes in Clarendon and St. Thomas already being served by the JUTC. This service will come at no cost to parents and students for the first 2 months, September and October. After that, it will be $50 per trip per child. This will be significant savings for rural families when compared to previously paying between $300 and $600 per child per day for transportation to school. Parents will no longer have to choose which child goes to school. All rural children will now be able to go to school every day, allowing them to maximize their full potential. It is inequitable for parents in rural Jamaica that what it costs in transportation to send one child to school daily in rural Jamaica could send between 10 and 15 children to school in the Kingston Metropolitan Transport Region. This ends now. I'm also pleased to announce that 12 of these rural school buses will serve 8 special needs schools in Phase 1, with the introduction of 1 more in Phase 2. As we continue to serve our rural students and parents, more schools, more children with special needs will be added to this program. Following last month's testing of the buses on all 122 routes, changes have been made to the sizes of the remainder of the buses that will be shipped to allow for the ease of access to some rural roads. Where safety is concerned, I'm happy to report that all 60 buses that will roll out in September are ready for the Jamaican roads. All doors have been changed to the left side, all tires have been replaced with new ones, and all 60 buses fully serviced. The installation of modern features such as GPS tracking, accessible by parents, speed limiters, onboard surveillance cameras, geofencing, and a cashless payment system have been completed. Our parents will be able to monitor the movement of their children to and from school. is ensuring that our commitments to the Jamaican people are kept. We know you value action and performance. We will continue to expand the fleet of the rural school bus program over the next 2 fiscal years.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it looks great. I mean, it sounds good, and it's rolled out, and things are happening. So, hats off to the government for implementing it. It's a beautiful thing. So, you know, when you look at it, from an objective perspective, it is well needed, and it's it's an initiative that should have happened a long time ago, but nothing happens before the time, right? But it's a good look, and it's going to be, and it's a phase system. It's going to come into other areas. But if you look at it, these buses have been used that are being used in Jamaica are used here in the United States, and I must say that a lot of these buses in the United States, in some areas, do not look as good as the ones in Jamaica. I must say, check this one out. I'm going to show you something here, and listen to this guy. Let's get that off the screen, and let's see. Let's get that out. All right, here we go. Listen to this guy about this school bus that he ran into somewhere in the United States. I'm not going to say where. You may get the drift of it from the video, but the buses in Jamaica are looking real great. You know what I mean? So the condition looks good. So check this out, guys. This is in the United States. Hear this.
Yes, my peeps. This is big Brooklyn, New York in America. Zin, I'm want to look on the bus in a big America, big New York City. And I want to compare the bus with the America and compare the one with the Jamaica and tell me if Mr. Andrew Owens now do a good job. Look on the bus America, this you know, and look on the bus them at Jamaica. I want to tell you, say, the bus them at Jamaica look cleaner, crisper. All the tire them, look on them tire, watch it. Watch that. And still a discriminate the man work. Mr. Andrew Owens, God bless you. You do such a wonderful job, my Prime Minister. Just keep doing the good job you're doing, and may God bless you. You saw me I say? I can't believe that people really never want the school bus them there at Jamaica. Look on this. Look on, watch out, look here. Look up on the bus in America, this is America, you know. America, this, you know. This is a big America, you know. Watch out. Don't tell me, you know. Watch out. On the Lord, man.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that gentleman was really strong in his words. But the essence of it is that the school children need school buses, and it's affordable. Free now for 2 months, and then after that, the parents can save up, and it's $50 per trip. That's good. You know, at least they get a break. You know what I mean? So the more needs to be rolled out real faster, so you know, poor people can save some money in terms of those taxi and bus fares up there. You know, so we must say that's a great initiative. And talking about buses, you know, we have a lot of buses now being rolled out in Jamaica is affordable. You know, when you used to go to the airport, them said 25 grand and 15 and 20 and all them things that, you know, these are things of the past now, because you have a lot of buses being rolled out. You know, let's check this out. Now they're expanding into the rural areas with the JUTC mega buses with air condition too. You know what I mean? So check this out, guys. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing that now you can ride around Jamaica in an affordable way, and you ride around in style. You know, so Jamaica is heading in a great direction. So let's bring this up, and so you can see what I'm talking about, and the routes and so on. So they're rolling out these buses. This is Montego Bay to halfway three. This is, if you remember, Knutsford does a good job from airport to airport and also to the corporate area in Kingston and Montego Bay. And now they're adding more express routes. So you can see from your screen that it's now it's easier to move around at a cheaper price. So it's very, very great that now it's affordable for people to move around, without having to worry about the fares and all that good stuff, because they said smart fare cards and cash accepted. Ride with us starting October 1st. And these are rural express routes under the JUTC. So this is a beautiful thing. If you really look at it, let's check this out. Let's see. Remember Knutsford? When Knutsford came online, it made life. I traveled out of Knutsford from the airport to go to St. Elizabeth, and I'm telling you, it's a beautiful ride. And now you have these expresses that cuts the time, I believe, between the cities. This is a beautiful thing. So let's check out the Knutsford Express, what it looks like. It's a beautiful thing. I'm telling you, if you've never traveled on any of these buses, you want to check it out, because you ride in style. It's air conditioned and it's so comfortable. Check this out. So that's the Knutsford Express, and it goes from airport to airport and corporate area to corporate area, and it stops at different locations, and it's a beautiful thing. So you're riding in style. It's air conditioned, like riding on an airplane. It's so comfortable, guys. It's a beautiful thing, but it's working, and we got to say, Jamaica is looking real good when it comes to transportation. And when you have a lot of people visiting you from overseas, the rent a car business is so expensive. Now you have the express buses. You can take it from one area to the next, or the Knutsford, which is affordable. The time schedule. You can jump back on the bus, get back to your destination without it costing you an arm and a leg. It's a beautiful thing. Anything to make life easier, and you still have the regular taxi and bus and Jamaica local buses and all them things that were shotgun you from one destination to the next, and they stop in between. And I'm telling you, it eases the pressure off them too. So it's a beautiful thing when you see how transportation has evolved in Jamaica over the years. Because I'm used to, back then, the Rockin' Dolly bus. You remember that one there? Yeah, when I was growing up, it was the Rockin' Dolly bus. You know what I mean? And you better get up early in the morning, and if you miss it, you have to wait till the next day. You know what I mean? So look at the how transportation has evolved. You have the regular route buses and taxis, and also the regular buses around town, and also the coaster bus them. Goodness gracious me. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing that transportation in Jamaica is now becoming more affordable. And what was happening is that, if you need to get to, you're going to charter a vehicle, because there's transportation is not so prevalent in the local areas. Now you can time the bus and jump on in style, and you still have the little local taxi and busmen them that will fit in between, what I mean? So you can get your local charter as well, because they serve a beautiful purpose, and they've been transporting Jamaicans for over the years, and they have been doing it in style. So the addition of the buses, the express services, and also the school buses add a few layers to the transportation system in Jamaica. And we say hats off to the government for that, and also the people who are investing, the private sector. And it's been, it's looking good. It's looking good, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you. So let's get this off the stage. All right. So also we got to look at also what's going on in the country. You know, I talk about South Central Jamaica all the time. And one thing I realize is that that pride is back. You know what I mean? In terms of Jamaica, look at the elections. Everybody was dancing and celebrating before they go vote. You know what I mean? That was that was unprecedented at one time. Was a cool and calm election. So Jamaica has really matured over the years. And one thing I must tell you, look at this. I want to share this with you so that you understand the pride that's going on in Jamaica right now. This is Treasure Beach, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to bring this to you because it's amazing to see what they have done in terms of this video and what's going on there. So many of you may have seen it on social media, but here we go. We're going to bring that over to you, but it's a good look. Here we go. I tell you, it's a beautiful look. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Treasure Beach, St. Elizabeth. Here we go. Got those clear, cool, blue waters, and I'm telling you, look at the flags and the boats and the pride and the artwork that goes, the atmosphere, the fruits. It's a beautiful thing. We gotta do. It's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, it looks great. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but it's going in a great direction, and Jamaica is so beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful. Check it out, gracious me, it's a beautiful look. You know, love Jamaica every time, and I'm telling you, it's a good look, ladies and gentlemen. That was Treasure Beach. You know what I mean? It's so lovely there. Have you been there? Tell me in the comment section. And let's see, where in Jamaica have you been? You know what I mean? When was the last time you've been back there? And remember Oblique Seville? He won the only gold medal at the World Championships in Tokyo. And he returned to the island in style. And there's a lot of people greeting him. And I'm telling you, let's get him on here to talk about it. And let's see. Let's see if we can get him on here in a couple of seconds. Yeah, Oblique Seville. And we're going to put him on the screen right now so that you can see Oblique at the airport returning to the island after his gold medal run in Tokyo. Although he would have had maybe 2-0 if the bat never dropped it at a 4x1. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, next time. But we say congratulations to Oblique and the whole entire Jamaican contingent that went there. So let's hear from him right now. Oblique Seville. Here we go.
I am injury-free, straight through. I'm not going to come off the medal podium for sure. It's a great feeling because the last time Jamaica was gotten a gold medal was 2016 and 2015 at the World Championship. So it's an elated feeling knowing that we actually break that curse and to start the new era of Jamaica sprinting.
That's a beautiful thing from Oblique Seville. I'm telling you, amazing. And we say hats off to him and the entire Jamaican athletic crew. You know that we know what's going to happen in the Olympics to come because he's young and he has not peaked yet. Goodness gracious me. So, also, while you were sleeping, the Prime Minister of Jamaica also went visited the United Nations this week. You know what I mean? So that was a good look. You know, Jamaica Prime Minister at the United Nations. Let's see his walk to the United Nations in New York. So here we go. Check this out, guys. This was his long walk because it's better to walk in a city sometimes, you know. So let's check this out. Here we go. Let's see what's going on here and get things moving. Here we go. I understand what I go on with the pants foot. They're still like it over the ankle. Yeah. Prime Minister of Jamaica heading to one of his meetings there in the United Nations. Quite New York. So it's a beautiful thing. That's the Prime Minister of Jamaica in New York for the 80th General Assembly of the United Nations. So that was a good look for Jamaica and the Prime Minister being there to represent the country. That's a beautiful thing. So hats off to the Prime Minister, I'm telling you. Yeah. So please like, share, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell, ladies and gentlemen, and keep this family-friendly show alive. You know, we're going to move into the next segment where we talk about men who have lost interest in women for some reason, and we say why. This is a chronic problem that many women are saying men are losing interest in them, and why? You know, because this should not happen. And but it's a general trend based on what's going on in the world today, and it's not a good look because birth rate is down. Women are less inclined to have children, and also there's a stigma surrounding men relationships, what the expectations are, and it's loaded on one side rather than the other. So let's check it out from Ask the Older Man. And here we go. We're going to check it out right now.
I don't think that men desire us women anymore, us real women. I don't think that they value us like they used to. Men aren't really putting out effort. They're not putting out any type of effort like they used to.
So there's this question going around, do men like women? The answer to that in general is no. Men don't like women. Men tolerate women. They don't see the value of a woman, or they only equate the value of a woman to her box. But they don't like women as human beings. In a way that they even see women is not respectful. I mean, you got dudes that think that majority of men just think that a woman's supposed to be this person who cooks, cleans, and fucks.
So let's get this off the screen and get back to regular programming right now.
So no, men in general do not like women. They tolerate women. That doesn't mean that they're gay. Just mean they don't like women as human beings.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, like, share, subscribe, comment, click that notification bell. And also you can put your comments in the comment section. Let me tell me what you think about what is being said here. I would love to have your comment, especially ladies. Tell me what you're thinking right now. Like, share, subscribe, comment, click that notification bell. Just send me your comment. Let me hear what your opinion is based on what you're hearing right here. And I'd love to hear from you. let's get it on. And if you want me to open the phone lines, please tell me in the comments section. All right. So here we go.
All right. Wow. The brother laid it out quite harsh. But this is the question that coming up quite often now. And we as a society really need to look at the big divide between the sexes. I thought I would cover this simply because I had a 1-hour chat this morning with a brother who's going through a divorce. And he basically expressed how grateful he was to my content and how it got him through a really hard time when he was separated from his wife, and how she had emasculated him to the point where he had no confidence at all with himself. And she had separated from him and just playing with him, whether she's coming or going, until he finally pulled the trigger and said, enough. And he finally walked away from her. And this was after over 15 years of marriage, right? And they're both in their 50s. So this got me starting to analyze, what is it really that make women in today's modern society so less desirable compared to the women of the past, where I see my wife as incredibly desirable, and I have other men who basically see their wives and their girlfriends as absolutely desirable.
You know, I grew up through this time as well, you know, where women were more trusted, and not that things weren't happening, but there was a level of respect because of how women conducted themselves. In comparison to what we see here today, it's amazing the transformation in the wrong way that women have gone. And I want to hear from you, the audience, and especially the women. What do you think about what he's saying here right now? Let's go.
But on the other hand, there's a lot of men who are going through divorces, who are going through breakups, who are in horrible, bloody relationships that they're trying to get out of. And on both sides, I'm not just saying men, but I talk to more men than women, right? So I decided to dig a little bit. And yeah, TikTok is full of these videos on questioning whether men actually still like women. And so that's what we're going to discuss today. My friends, this is going to be a good one because I got some really good information for you all. All right. Subscribe. Hit that beautiful like button, please. It costs you absolutely nothing to hit that like button, but
Absolutely.
It means everything to me because the algorithm.
Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Please do it right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Rhythm will keep pushing the video more and more if more and more people like it. So please do me that one simple favor. Yeah, you don't even have to subscribe. Just keep liking. Just watch and like. All right. So let's go back to this first lady asking if men really like women anymore.
Taking a girl on a date becomes an issue. You know, spending money on a woman is an issue. You should have your own money as a woman. Going out to do something fun is an issue. Why don't you just come over to the house and we could do something in the house?
I'm sure you're going to see the same similarities and narrative pattern as we go along with what she's saying. You can tell me at the end of it.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from New York, but I see women all over the globe complain about what's happening with men nowadays. Is it women that's not making themselves desirable anymore? Because there are beautiful women out here, beautiful women, ambitious women, caring women, nurturing women who are outside looking for love, and men that just can't keep up with that. Like, they're not.
Why did she have to go there? Why men can't keep up? What is it that a man has to do to keep up with a woman being nurturing, beautiful, etc.? What is?
And that's the question that is being asked every day. What is it that is so is expected, and why there is no the general narrative that there should be no reciprocation. So let's listen a little bit further. Here we go.
What is it that a man has to do? Because it seems like the common narrative that you're looking for is for men to spend money on the woman. There are beautiful women out here. Why is it that men aren't buying them flowers, taking them on dates, taking them out? Why aren't the men keeping up? In other words, why aren't the men spending their hard-earned money on them? This is the problem that we have in today's modern society, lady. Men have woken up and realized that modern women are too damn expensive. Every woman has placed a price on her head, and that price is much too high for what he's getting in return. And that's what I'm going to get more into. Let's listen to another woman.
I don't think that simping is a real thing. I think it's something that men have created to distance themselves from having any affection towards women. Y'all don't want women to have positive interactions with men.
Categorized as simping because the woman is taking advantage of you.
Y'all get on the internet every day and tell women how much y'all do not like women. You'd rather hang out with your friends. Why would I give her money for her nails? Why would I do this? That's simping. That he's just a trick. He's a simp. Anything you do nice for a woman, men will categorize it now as simping. No, that's just being freaking nice. You guys don't want to be nice to women anymore.
Hey creators, want to make pro videos without filming or editing? Meet Kevix,
right now,
an AI video tool that turns your
go back to regular programming. Here we go.
No, because women are constantly looking for men to just give them money for absolutely no reason at all. This woman is saying, yes, men should simp. The definition of a simp is, the real definition is a simpleton. But the slang they're using it in today's environment is for a man who spends money or gives his money, energy, attention, or time to a woman without getting anything in return. In other words, he's simply stupid. That's the definition of a simp. She's asking men to be stupid for women with absolutely nothing in return. These are the words that are coming out of her mouth. Either she don't understand what the word simp means, or she's seriously delusional enough to think that men should just give women their money, energy, attention, and time with nothing in return just to be nice. Just to be nice. She will go and bust it open for Chad, but the simp must give her money to be nice. When was it ever that the nice guy wins? And the definition of winning is actually to get the woman as a reward for being nice. The shaming language amongst women in today's modern society is unreal. Woo. Let's hear another woman and how she classified the problem that we're having.
There is a tweet right now circulating the internet where a man talks, and by man, I mean boy who is not yet developed, talks about the phase in a relationship where a guy starts hating his girlfriend. I don't even need any more context because me and you, baby, we already know the criteria for this dude, and it's almost always the fucking same. Girl math says that me and you can put 2 and 2 together, and we know exactly who the fuck we're talking about. These are the type of guys that want to use you and then resent the fact that they had to claim you in order to do so. This is why I tell you, and this is why it is a fucking fact. It is so true, and it pisses so many of you off because you're brainwashed. You're brainwashed. A man that tells you no fucking hates you. He fucking hates you. A man that makes you go 50-50, he also fucking hates you. These men fucking hate you.
Wow. A man is not allowed to say no, otherwise he's a misogynist. He hates you. If he goes 50.
This is the delusional aspect of life that a lot of women are taking on here and not thinking that this is not about them alone. When you come into a relationship, it's a team effort. You know, if you're in it genuinely to win it, and you're going for the long term and the long haul, then it's a team effort. It's not about just you and it's one-sided. I don't understand where that thinking is coming from, but it's delusional, and it's the results of those delusional actions and delusional thinking is manifesting itself right now because guess what? Men are walking away because it's easier for them to pay for a night and be done with it, for a night of pleasure and no responsibility, because guess what? Women don't want to have children anymore, and that's part of the relationship. It's all about them, so you have to contribute and nothing back in return more than some of that when they feel like. No. Here we go. Let's listen some more. Tell me in the comment section how you feel. I'd love to hear from you.
The 50. He hates you. You can't make this shit up. Oh, make that shit make sense. Woo! I can't play any more of this.
A lot of men will like women, but they don't actually like women. This was one of the first things I really had to learn as a little girl in this big, scary world. A lot of men will be attracted to women. Yes, they like women. They're attracted to them. They think you fine. They beautiful. They slide up 32 times with the hard eyes. But as far as actually liking women, like liking women beyond their attraction, it doesn't exist. One of the biggest indicators for me personally when I was single that this man may like be attracted to me, but not actually like me as a woman, as a person, because women are people, it would be if I hear females, oh brother, somebody call the authorities. If they in any way try to get you to diminish any part of you, upon initially meeting them, oh brother, I need to skedaddle. If they've never been in one serious relationship, oh man, say it ain't so. But once you see through it, it makes it so much easier to navigate because you peep game, you know what's happening. You like women, but you don't actually like women.
Oh, trying to make a woman make sense in today's environment is very difficult. You like women, but you don't really like women. Oh, now that I've played a few of these, I'm going to try to explain to you, ladies and gentlemen, what has happened and what has transpired over the years. We're very basic individuals. There are three things that men seek women for. Femininity.
I need you to listen to this, especially ladies. Listen to this and you comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think, because this brother is spitting out some real deal here. And believe me, it is the real deal. Let me hear how you think, but be respectful. I will block you if you come with any derogatory comment. You can agree to disagree, but put your point across in a logical way and a respectful way. Here we go.
And companionship. These go hand in hand because we don't really
back a little bit. Here we go.
We're very basic individuals. There are three things that men seek women for: femininity and companionship. These go hand in hand because we don't really want a male companion. We want feminine companion. Number two, sexual pleasure. And number three, procreation. Have a kid with. Those are the three primary things that men seek women for ever since the sexes have existed together. Okay? In the past, let's look at procreation, having a child, because that is the biological need. And that's why each and every one of us existed, because our parents got it together. And their parents got it together, and their parents got it together. We come from a long line of surviving people who got it together. So that's the biological part of it. But to ensure that that biology or the child was the man's, the woman, she had to indicate to the man that she was not a promiscuous woman.
If you're a producer who hates AI, this plugin might change your mind. This is reimagining co-producer. You can take any sample you find.
So guys, let's get rid of that and let's get back to regular.
Well, happy wife, happy life, bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You got something for me.
All right, so this is
it's funny, last time I did this, I was wearing this same shirt and my Uncle Sonny's cufflinks. It's pretty ironic.
I did.
Where do you go there?
You flipped it on you saying. I don't know what's going on. I was trying to be nice. I tried to.
Nah. Just this. You want the. It's pretty. Well, it's beautiful. Pretty good for father, right? At that time, but.
Can I have it?
Yeah, I fucking know everything. That's right, bitch.
Guys, this is adults only, and it's a lot of expletives, as you can read here. Man takes wife ring back, then crashes out on her at her birthday party because he found out she was cheating. Here we go.
I never hated anyone like that. I fucking hate you. I hate what you did to me, the betrayal. I hate you more than my children. You know exactly who it was.
So this is where he found out that she was cheating. He takes his ring back, and he's laying out in a kind of a strong way, not kind of a strong way, what is going on here.
Are we sure? What the fuck is that? Of course he's, you know.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
For the man to confirm that that was his child or not. So the woman had to preserve herself. Primary thing. That was the first major attraction for the man. Because if the man knew that if he had a woman that was known to be a virgin and one who conserved herself, he would feel that he had a prized individual that would fulfill his biological needs and to ensure that his sperm, his DNA got passed on. That was what made a woman desirable, a morally pure woman. The third part of it, companionship and femininity.
Your masculine energy comes out when you're around beautiful, feminine women. Now, the issue is most women these days aren't feminine. And if you're around a masculine woman, you will actually begin to feel more feminine. You need to be around women whose masculine energy is far lower than yours. You are way more work-focused than she is. Because when you have this diversity...
What he's saying is that if your woman or your partner, female partner, is more masculine than you, the male partner, then it makes you more feminine. Yeah. We don't play that game there. So you got to understand that there's got to be respect in a relationship. And you know the role of a male, especially if you're providing, or if both of you are contributing, then you got to understand that there's got to be mutual respect and you got to know your boundaries. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you got to work as a team. So let's continue to listen to this. Tell me in the comment section what you think.
You are so much more masculine than she is. You will feel amazing next to her.
That was a woman who was submissive, kind, nurturing, gentle, and was prepared to be on the program with him so that they could build together. She had to be soft. She had to be nurturing. She had to be a woman that would ensure that his kids would survive with both of them. Those three primary things. Now, fast forward today, feminism stepped in. What do we have? We have women who literally are no longer virgins. They are incredibly promiscuous. They cheat more than men.
Women cheat more than men?
Far more.
Come on.
Far, far more.
Come on.
Far from.
Why do you think women cheat more than men?
Because they're in denial about the infidelity. When they cheat, they don't even label it as that.
I've cheated a lot of times, so you know.
I'm glad you admitted that.
So you're
Absolutely.
a cheater.
I am a cheater.
So the man has lost that beautiful thing that was called purity. Purity and morality, those two things are gone. So the woman no longer have that attraction for the man. Second thing, femininity and companionship. Women are much more masculine today because feminism told her that she could go out there and be like a man. So the man no longer gets, you don't get that feminine companionship. We got rude, disrespectful.
This lady just got a dose of instant karma.
Women who want to have their own, women who are greedy, who are deceptive, all of those traits that she used to hide from a man in the past, those just come out cold and dark and hard. And all of this, my friend, is displayed in its grandeur via the internet. So men literally are now looking behind the curtains at women's natural behavior. Because when you give women complete freedom to do whatever they want, they don't take the best route. They take this whole idea that they are free to be as ratchet as they want, open their legs to whoever they want. They want to be like men. So that's...
You know, I've been talking to a few females in Jamaica when I'm there. And when I say talk to them to find out why are they behaving in a particular way, and they lay out to me a few things that they need to be pampered, cared for, their bills paid. And I say, what are you bringing to the table? And they said, their body and their looks and their companionship. I said, okay, not a problem, but they're saying, on the other hand, that they are not willing to stay with somebody in hard times. That means if you are in a problem and you're not earning any money for that moment, they will move on to the next guy. There's no commitment. So they're not loyal. So therefore, you have another female that informed me that they farm out Facebook and social media like how farmers farm the land. So they will talk to X amount of guys, a few of them, and they rotate them when they come to Jamaica or wherever they are. So they will take, 20 or 25 or $50 from each. So they have, say, 10 men that they talk to online, and they rotate them out. So one will pay the phone bill, one will pay the rent, one will buy the food, and so on. And what they do is they set a schedule for them to come to Jamaica, so they'll sleep with this one now and this one then, in terms of, and they have the whole year worked out, and they will not work themselves, because if you have 10 people giving you $50 a week, then you have $500 at the end of the week, and they will they will come together as a group, and they will go to every party, because they combine their earnings, and they rotate those men out. And if they want a threesome, if they want a combination, they will rotate themselves amongst themselves to keep that person going. And if one woman has more than one foreigner coming in, then they will find ways to figure it out. So they will probably get 2 different locations, and they'll tell them that their grandmother is sick or their child is sick, and they have to take them here, and they have to go there. So they rotate between both of them, and their friends come in between and help them out. So I've been listening to these ladies, and I'm saying, wow. And you wonder why now men are turned off, because they're seeing it in real time. And what they do, they talk about it. And at the same time, you get some genuine men who want some genuine relationships. And at the end of the day, how they behave and handle these people, they're turned off. And you wonder why you have the results of what you have today. Because in the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to find out that women have to do a lot more to earn the trust of the male counterpart and to win them back, in order for them to be the breadwinners, and also to complement, or to be, for the women to be to win over the guys. Let's put it that in a nutshell, because it is getting real bad, ladies and gentlemen. And everybody now knows, because of social media, and also with the invent of DNA, they're finding out that, listen, the children that you've been looking after for so many years is not yours. And that this is a chronic illness, because it's now in the 70th percentile of children who are born, especially in the Caribbean, Jamaica, to be honest, that are not for the people that are claiming to be fathers, and that's not a good look. It's an atrocity that now DNA has to be done when a child is born. So let's continue to listen, and we're gonna move on to the next topic after that.
Femininity that men were getting in the past, that is no longer there. So strike two: purity, femininity, finish. Then we have birth control and all of these other issues that are involved.
Are you looking to establish your business using an address other than your
Stage,
home?
ladies and gentlemen,
Well,
let's
at
go.
iPostal One,
And then go back to regular programming. Here we go. Here we go.
Nothing from women. Pleasure, sexual pleasure. Men can literally just swipe left, swipe right, and get his fill when it comes to sexuality. Women are easy. OnlyFans is out there. Every other woman is a hoe. For a good dinner, most men these days with above average looks or a little bit of money, hey, he can get laid. Hoes are a dime a dozen. So the three primary things that women offered that were attractive to men are no longer attractive. They're gone. They're finished. So women have shown their cards, have shown who they are, and men are saying, yeah, there's nothing else for me there that I would want, which would warrant me spending my money, simping, as you ladies like to call it, going the extra mile, buying her flowers and roses and blah, blah, blah. None of that shit is necessary anymore. Look at the case now with P. Diddy. And we've watched all the evidence portrayed out on the stand with his ex-girlfriend. Now, right now, we're seeing how female nature is exposed with Cassie Ventura and P. Diddy. She's now pregnant and married to another man. But this poor husband, his child is inside her. But he has to listen to the court case where she has engaged in activity that would make any man puke his guts out. These so-called freak-offs that she's so innocent of. No, she's not innocent of any of that shit. She wanted that money. She wanted that money. She stayed for the money. We all know that. She could have disappeared anytime. She could have said, listen, no, I'm not doing that shit. No, I'm not. If she had said that from day one, no, I'm not doing that. I don't care what you do. I'm not doing that. If she hadn't done anything crazy from day one, he wouldn't have had anything on her. But no, the freakiness, urinating in the face, all of the stuff that would make our bloods curl right now are now exposed to the public.
And that is what's happening. And it is not a good look for the ladies. I'm telling you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Naram Promotions, the Real Deal Podcast Show. Let's hear from a lady or a woman perspective about 6 types of women that men should avoid. And this is coming from a woman. It's amazing that she would say that. It's the reality of the whole situation right now. Tell me in the comment section what you think. Like, share, subscribe, comment, click that notification bell. Here we go. Let's bring that on the screen. Here we go.
Dangerous women you must avoid at all costs. A woman who treats other men as friends and keeps them close. She is a flirt and a master manipulator. Those men are your replacements. Avoid her. A woman who only cares about your looks and brings you no real commitment. She is a shallow drifter and will leave you broken. Avoid her. A woman who is self-centered, arrogant, and a taker, who doesn't listen to you, dismisses your opinions and belittles your feelings. She is a self-centered fool who will make you feel small. Avoid her. A woman who is angry, bitter, never finds peace within herself. She will bring chaos into your life and give you no rest. Avoid her. A woman who constantly disrespects you, belittles your worth, and never values you. She doesn't deserve a place in your life. Avoid her. Walk away from her and avoid her. A woman who hides things from you, keeps secrets, and leads a double life. She is a deceiver who will betray your trust. Run and avoid her. Fellas, there are 6 dangerous women you must avoid at all costs.
So, ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think in the comment section, because I agree with what she's saying, because I know exactly what she's saying. And over the years, a lot of people who are experienced will know exactly what she's saying. But there's another lady here that's I want you to hear from, that talks about, should a man who provides be entitled to intimacy? No. I got to bring this to you. Tell me what you think in the comment section, because this is amazing. Here we go. Let's bring that on stage right now and let's hear from her. Let's go.
If a man provides everything financially, should intimacy be a guaranteed part of the deal? Or is it entitlement disguised as love? And this meme kind of spoke to that point. So the man is like, I pay all the bills and still come home to no intimacy. What's the point? And the lady's like, oh, so now my body's part of the payment plan? Bitch, yes! Yes! If you're, look, dear future hubby, listen up. If you are paying all my bills, I am going to bend it over. I'm going to pop it back. I'm going to arch this motherfucker. I am going to let you have it how you. I'm going to gargle ball. Get down to the gooch. You're damn right. Okay? If you're,
let's be real here. You tell me in the comment section if what she's saying is right or wrong. Tell me, because I would like to know, and I'm sure a lot of my audience would like to hear from you as well. Give me your opinion. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Click the notification bell, and tell me in the comment section. Let's continue to listen.
Paying all these motherfucking bills because these bills is real. Huh? I'm tired of paying these bills. I'm tired of stressing. Huh? I'm tired of budgeting. I'm tired of planning. Dear future hubby, I can't wait for you to come in, pay these motherfucking bills so I can give you a gargling of a fucking lifetime. Baby, I'm about to cook. Huh? I'm cleaning, nigga. I'm cleaning. Call me Mrs. Clean. Huh? I ain't even gonna take your last name. You call me Mrs. Clean. Cause the house gonna be immaculate. Huh? I'm riding to nubs. You're on your course. I'm gargling balls. I'll be your friend, confidant, and counselor. You pay all these bills, you're gonna get the best of me.
There you go. Tell me in the comment section how you feel. Ladies and gentlemen, what you think about what she's saying. If you agree or disagree, tell me in the comment section, and let's have a conversation on that. Welcome back to Naram Promotions, the Real Deal Podcast Show. Let's move into the next segment. Goodness gracious me. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move into the next segment here, which we're going to talk about events that are coming soon. As you know, we have I have announced earlier that Miss Dion Curtis is going through some medical issues that will not allow her to be on the show tonight. And we apologize for that, but we say we're praying for her, and we say Godspeed, get well soon. And as soon as you're ready, you'll come back on the show. We're open. The schedule is open for you, because you're doing a marvelous job there in Junction, St. Elizabeth, by building a lot of school uniforms. It's called D School Uniforms on 2 Market Street in Junction, and she's doing a marvelous job. She built my daughter's uniform, and my granddaughter, and my daughter, my other daughter too. So she has. We have had a long and lustrous relationship stemming back many, many years. And we have also served in the Kiwanis Club of Junction together. I'm also past president of the Kiwanis Club of Junction. and also her husband was also one of the founding members of the Kiwanis Club of Junction. So our history goes deep, and we're gonna say, Godspeed, get well soon, Miss D, and we'll be checking on you from day to day to see how things are going. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at Jamaican coming up in a couple of days. That's Saturday, right? You remember? Saturday, Jamaican will be here live. And he's on tour. He was in Australia, then New Caledonia. That's east of Australia, a small country out there. Now he's in Paris. And I'm telling you, Jamaican is touring and doing the do. He's one of the most prolific artist in Jamaica right now, and he's touring and spreading the message. And believe me, we say hats off to Jamaican. It's a good look. It is a good look for Jamaican, and we say Godspeed to you. And on Saturday, we're going to have Jamaican right here on Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show, to talk to you about his journey, his life, and about touring the world and spreading the message of the reggae music. He's a messenger. He's an ambassador, and he's doing wonderful across the world. And we hope to have DJ Latta here on Saturday when we do that interview. So hopefully he'll make it back from his international travels to the studio here in the United States so we can both interview Jamaican together, and we cannot wait. I spoke to Jamaican by message today, and he say he's ready. He's in Paris right now, and he's getting ready. He's talking to promoters and so on, taking care of business. So he's ready for Saturday, and we're ready to see him. The world is ready to see him. Like, share, subscribe, comment, click that notification bell, spread the word, because we're going to open the phone lines for you to talk to him directly as well. So please like, share, subscribe, comment, click that notification bell. It's going to be a big, big deal on Saturday, September 27th. What a big deal. It's awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Jamaican will be here live and in charge. So also, let's move on and let's move on to the next thing. Yeah, continue here. Naughty Virtue, ladies and gentlemen, will be here as well. And Naughty Virtue has a new single out which is tearing up the world. And he is spreading that word around the globe right now, and it's tearing up places. So on the 29th, that's September 29th on Monday for PIP Mondays, we're going to have Naughty Virtue here when he's going to be talking about his new hit single, Wake Up and Live. Look at our previous podcast with Naughty Virtue when he lays it out to you and tell you the real deal about his life. And he's going to touch a little bit on that on Monday. But Naughty Virtue is tearing up the whole world right now on the two-time rhythm, and it's going places. Big up to Naughty Virtue. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing. Big up Naughty Virtue. Here we go. So also DJ Ashley, you remember him? He's going to be on tomorrow night on passionuk.com. Remember he debuted on Passion Radio UK on last week Friday, and this is his second showing on that radio station. He has been off radio for a very long time, and he's also an international producer. So he's in the reggae music as a producer and also a disc jockey and a radio personality. He came off radio for a few years to put his act together and to get things straightened out. Now he emerged in a big way last Friday, which blew up the internet. It went viral, and I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it was fire in Europe and across Africa and across the globe, because the internet was torn up when he came on live last week, Friday. He'll be back on tomorrow night. So go to passionradiouk.com, download the app, and be ready for tomorrow night. It's going to be 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. UK time. Check him out. He's tearing up the place, and they missed him across the globe, and they're tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to miss it. Big up to Asher D. It's a beautiful thing. So remember Hot Gossip, right? We had a series on hot gossip right here on Naram Promotions, The Real Deal podcast show. And I'm telling you, right now, we're getting set to finish that up. So don't be surprised on Saturday. We're going to tie up that date, both with Hot Gossip, Dragon Force, and also the Naram family, because the dates are coming in real quick. Like, share, subscribe, comment, click that notification bell. You don't want to miss it, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Lee, Ishi, DJ Latta. As I said, I'm expecting DJ Latta to be here in the studio on Saturday, and we're going to wrap up those dates. I'm telling you, so you can know when we're coming on. But like, share, subscribe, comment, click that notification bell so you know when this family-friendly show is coming online. So, and coming on live. So big up to the whole crew, and we're going to tie those dates up real quick so that you know. Anyway, we're going to touch into a little bit of a U.S. immigration right now, and I want to bring that to you because there's some important information that you should know before you go. But let's check into what happened at the United Nations when Donald Trump, that's President Donald Trump, hit the stage, and he slams a smackdown at the United Nations when he told them, let's listen to what he had to say, because he really dropped the hammer right there. Here we go.
Is funding an assault on Western countries and their borders. In 2024, the UN budgeted $372 million in cash assistance to support an estimated 624,000 migrants journeying into the United States. Think of that. The UN is supporting people that are illegally coming into the United States, and then we have to get them out. The UN also provided food, shelter, transportation, and debit cards to illegal aliens. Can you believe that? On the way to infiltrate our southern border. The UN is supposed to stop invasions, not create them, and not finance them. In the United States, we reject the idea that mass numbers of people from foreign lands can be permitted to travel halfway around the world, trample our borders, violate our sovereignty, cause unmitigated crime, and deplete our social safety net. Not only is the UN not solving the problems it should, too often, it's actually creating new problems for us to solve. The best example is the number one political issue of our time, the crisis of uncontrolled migration. It's uncontrolled. Your countries are being ruined. The United Nations is funding an assault on Western countries and their borders. In 2024, the UN budgeted $372 million in cash assistance to support an estimated 624,000 migrants journeying into the United States. Think of that. The UN is supporting people that are illegally coming into the United States, and then we have to get them out. The UN also provided food, shelter, transportation, and debit cards to illegal aliens. Can you believe that? On the way to infiltrate our southern border. Millions of people came through that southern border. Just a year ago, millions and millions of people were pouring in, 25 million altogether over the 4 years of the incompetent Biden administration. And now we have it stopped, totally stopped. In fact, they're not even coming anymore because they know they can't get through. But what took place is totally unacceptable. The UN is supposed to stop invasions, not create them and not finance them. In the United States, we reject the idea that mass numbers of people from foreign lands can be permitted to travel halfway around the world, trample our borders, violate our sovereignty, cause unmitigated crime, and deplete our social safety net. We have reasserted that America belongs to the American people, and I encourage all countries to take their own stand in defense of their citizens as well. You have to do that because I see it. I'm not mentioning names. I see it, and I can call every single one of them out. You're destroying your countries. They're being destroyed.
If you notice, the leaders of all the major countries around the world were represented there. And he's doing a smackdown of the United Nations to say, listen, it's got to stop what you're doing. We know what you're doing. And it stops here. And he's laying out what the United States has been doing over the years, or well, since January 20th of this year, to make sure that he stops the bleeding at the border. So let's check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Some of the things that President Trump has done. Here we go. Let's check this out right now, and let's move into the next segment. Here we go. That's it right there. Here we go. Remember this one?
A new police force to focus specifically on applications that they think are fraud.
So let's start that again. Listen to this carefully, guys. If I had mentioned this in previous podcasts, let's remind you of some of the things that he has done. Here we go.
Breaking news, the immigration just formed a new police force to focus specifically on applications that they think are fraud. Under the new plan, these officers will be specifically trained to find fraud in immigration cases, mostly marriage cases. Based on this press release, they're going to go after applicants who are trying to commit fraud, but also after attorneys who are helping them to get to that fraud. And just like that, a client reported that today they came to his house to start questioning him about his marriage. What does it mean for you? It means more scrutiny, more pressure, and more stress for visa applicants who are going through the green card process. Even if you are in a legitimate relationship, if they suspect that you don't fit the normal standard, for example, if you don't live with your spouse, if you don't have enough documents, they will come to your house, they'll investigate. If you can't prove that you're in a real relationship, you will be detained and your case will be denied. This is next level. You need to be aware and follow me for daily updates just like this.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people don't understand that it has changed, and they put this simple way of saying, hey, you know, everything is fine. It ain't fine. Things have changed, and you're gonna change the way you think, the way you go about things, because this is it's not going getting any better anytime soon. Because listen, let's move into the executive order of President Trump regarding birthright citizenship. You remember that one? Here we go. Let's talk about that for a couple of seconds. Here we go.
Welcome to the U.S. Immigration News. As soon as Donald Trump won the election in November 2024, it was expected that the United States immigration system would not be the same. Now we are at the end of June 2025, and the U.S. has entered into a new era with new citizenship laws. For generations, being born on U.S. soil meant you were automatically an American citizen. It didn't matter who your parents were.
Absolutely.
But in June 2025, after decades of debate, legal battles, and political promises, the Supreme Court cleared the way for President Donald Trump's executive order to fundamentally restrict birthright citizenship, a change with sweeping consequences for families, communities, and the nation's identity. In this video, we will understand how this happened, what the order actually says, who it affects, and why this could be one of the most consequential changes to U.S. immigration and constitutional law in modern history.
Check out this screenshot of my credit score.
Okay.
Just a few months ago.
Off the stage. Let's get back to regular programming. Here we go.
If you are enjoying this video, please hit the bell button, subscribe, and like it so that you may get updates straight to your cell phone. Now let's get into the video. When Donald Trump returned to the White House in January 2025, he wasted no time reviving a central promise from his earlier campaigns, ending automatic citizenship for children born in the U.S., to parents who are neither citizens nor permanent residents. On his first day back in office, Trump signed the executive order titled Protecting the Meaning and Value of American Citizenship. So this order sought to reinterpret the 14th Amendment, which for more than 150 years had been understood to grant citizenship to nearly all children born on U.S. soil, regardless of their parents' status. Trump's move here wasn't exactly without precedent. He had floated the idea during his previous term, but this time, the executive order was immediate and sweeping. It declared that, effective 30 days from January 20th, 2025, only children with at least one U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident parent would receive automatic citizenship at birth. The executive order, which took effect on February 19, 2025, introduced a new reality for families across the country. From that day forward, the circumstances of a child's birth in the United States no longer guaranteed citizenship. Only those born to at least one parent who is a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident would be recognized as citizens at birth. The order also specifically included children of non-immigrant visa holders like students, temporary workers, and tourists. Regardless of whether the parents were lawfully present, federal agencies were instructed to stop issuing citizenship documents, including passports and social security cards, to children who did not meet the new criteria. Hospitals and state agencies were required to verify parental status at birth, creating a wave of administrative confusion and concern for families. The order was immediately met with fierce legal opposition. Civil rights groups and a coalition of states filed lawsuits arguing the order was unconstitutional and would create chaos for families and government agencies alike. Federal judges in several states quickly issued nationwide injunctions temporarily blocking the order's enforcement. But on June 27, 2025, the Supreme Court issued a pivotal ruling. The court did not rule directly on the constitutionality of the executive order. Instead, it sharply limited lower courts' ability to issue nationwide injunctions, allowing Trump's order to take effect in most states while legal challenges continue. The ruling meant the order became enforceable in much of the country, though it remained blocked in states like Colorado, where local officials had joined lawsuits against the order. President Trump hailed the decision as a monumental victory for the Constitution, the separation of powers, and the rule of law. He emphasized that it would allow his administration to move forward with sweeping changes to immigration and citizenship policy. The impact of this new policy has been uneven across the country. In states like Colorado, where state officials joined lawsuits against the order, birthright citizenship protections remain in place for now.
So the Supreme Court will rule on that somewhere in the future. But you know where this is going, right? Because if you're not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, or any of your parents are not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, then guess what? You're not a citizen. So, ladies and gentlemen, the thing to think about is how far back will the Supreme Court want this to go back, or is it from this point forward? We don't know, because it's going to be litigated. And then it goes to the Supreme Court for, a ruling. So, you know which direction this is going, because they stayed the order. It was stayed. So that means whatever the executive order is saying, they can continue to say in the states that did not challenge it. You can't get, if your both parents are not a resident, one of them is not a resident or a United States citizen, you cannot get, your child will not be a U.S. citizen. And for those states who challenge it, you can still get citizenship there That's my understanding. However, while it's being litigated, so it's going through the courts, but we know where it's going, right? Because it's the executive branch that brought that forward. So I'm sure they're going to win. Well, that's my opinion. Anyways, tell me in the comment section how you feel. But let's move on from there and talk about the Congress approving a shocking new immigration bill that has changed how things are looked at, especially for green card holders who are now at risk. It's a big deal. You know what I mean? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring that to the forefront on the stage, and you listen to it, and I'll comment on that in a couple of seconds. Here we go. Let's get that going.
Face deportation proceedings, or even lose your chance at becoming a U.S. citizen forever. Stay tuned, because what we're about to reveal in this video will directly impact green card holders, visa workers, international students, and immigrant families across the country. Historic bipartisan reform. In a rare and unexpected move, Republicans and Democrats in Congress have finally joined hands. They passed sweeping immigration changes that almost nobody thought were possible in today's divided political climate. With President Donald Trump back in the White House since January 20th, immigration has been at the top of his agenda. But what surprised everyone was how quickly and decisively bipartisan support came together. This law is more than just a policy adjustment. It is a historic turning point that will reshape U.S. immigration for decades to come. For years, immigration reform has been stalled by political fights. Now, in one moment, the gridlock is gone. The result? The toughest immigration overhaul in modern history. The citizens first, non-citizens second. The central theme of this law is blunt and unmistakable.
Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. We have a late.
U.S. citizens come first in every decision. Everyone else, no matter their visa or residency status, is now officially classified as a non-citizen. That includes a green card holders who thought they were secure, international students pursuing degrees in America, temporary visa workers filling essential roles in industries, a long-term residents who have lived in the U.S. for years. For green card holders, the message is especially devastating. The comfort of thinking, I'm safe, I have permanent residency is gone. Under this law, even green card holders are exposed to the same scrutiny and penalties as any other immigrant. DUI equals deportation. Here's where the shock hits hardest. A single DUI, driving under the influence, can now destroy your life in the United States. One conviction is enough to start deportation proceedings. Even more disturbing, no conviction is required. Simply admitting that you drove under the influence could be enough to trigger removal.
So there's a lot more scrutiny, and guys, it's a minefield. So talk to an immigration specialist, talk to an immigration attorney, and know before you go, because this is serious. And let's look at the new rules for marriage green cards under Donald Trump. And this is no surprise. You should have heard it before. So let's check it out and let's look at it from another perspective, and then we're going to move on from there. Here we go. So let's get that going. Here we go.
United States. For many couples, this is the first and most important step toward building a life together in America. The process has always required careful attention to detail, but as of today, September 20th, 2025, the landscape has shifted significantly. Navigating this path now requires even more diligence. Under the current Trump administration, the federal government has introduced a series of procedural updates, not a single sweeping new law. But these updates fundamentally alter the application experience for couples. These changes are happening for a few key reasons, according to government statements. The administration has expressed a strong desire to enhance national security, ensure the integrity of the U.S. immigration system. This means a much stronger focus on verifying that every marriage is authentic, not entered into just for an immigration benefit. The goal is to close loopholes that could be exploited. As a result, USCIS has been directed to tighten its review processes.
Off. Here we go. Yeah. Back to regular.
Making every step more rigorous and demanding. The practical effect is the journey to a green card has become more complex. What used to be straightforward now involves more paperwork, stricter deadlines, a higher level of scrutiny. For couples starting today, the old ways may no longer be enough. Being unprepared, relying on outdated information is now one of the biggest risks, potentially leading to delays or outright denials. This guide will help you understand what has changed and what you need to do to succeed.
So, like, share, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell, and we will tell you a lot more about that in future podcasts, or, we can tell you over the phone. But ladies and gentlemen, social media is being used to monitor anti-Americanism and, and a lot more other stuff. So let's hear from Attorney Matt Bean about that. It's a big deal. And when you think that your digital footprint is not important, it's more credible than your voice.
Is it safe to ask questions here on social media if you're an immigrant and you're going through an immigration process in the United States? I think it's safe only if you keep it safe. Use wisdom. Keep it brief. Do not disclose confidential information about your case or your problem. Ask general questions. Be wise, because there are a lot of eyes that are on social media today. Immigration is on social media today, watching social media posts. Watch your language. Don't use inflammatory language. And again, certainly do not share confidential information. If you have something that's deeply personal and serious, speak one-on-one with an immigration attorney about that problem, not here on social media. Is it safe to ask?
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it is a big deal. So you need to know before you go. If you're facing deportation, there's a couple of things that you need to know. And I want to bring that to you right now so you understand that it's not the end of the road, but there's recourse that you can take, but you got to know this information. So let's dive into that, and then we're going to close the show after the community news and events. Okay, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's dive into that right now.
From getting deported, I'm your immigration attorney, Sekou Clark. So, as you know, deportation is the trending topic of the year, of the month, of the week, right? So, what if you have been placed into deportation proceedings or removal proceedings? What's next? So, if you've been following me, you know that the first hearing that you will have is your master hearing, right? So, share this to your friends and your family who may be at risk of being in removal proceedings, or if they're in removal proceedings already. Not everybody who get placed into deportation proceedings will get deported. So you're in your master hearing. The judge wants to know, what is your relief from deportation? Your relief from deportation is the one process that you have to prove to the immigration court that you have the right, the legal right to stay here based on some type of immigration benefit. The first one, yes, if you are married to a United States citizen, they want to see that you have already filed that I-130 and it is going to be approved. Then they can make a determination if the court will make a decision on the entire adjustment of status, or they're going to terminate the removal proceedings against you and send you back to USCIS. So if you have a family-based petition where there's a visa readily available, such as marriage to a United States citizen, or if you have a US citizen child that is 21 years or older, or if you are the parent of that 21-year-old US citizen child, right? So that would be one way of having a relief from deportation, is you have a valid family-based petition. That's one. Number two is cancellation of removal. And what makes cancellation of removal so different is you can only take advantage of this when you're in deportation proceedings. So with cancellation of removal, you cannot file for it if you're not in deportation proceedings. You have to prove, one, that you have been physically present in the US for at least 10 years, right? You can't be outside of the country for an extended period. You have to have proof that you have been in the US for at least 10 years. 2, you have to prove that you have good moral character, which means that you have not been convicted of any type of serious crimes or criminal activity. And last but not least, you have to have a qualifying relative. What does that mean? A qualifying family member that will suffer some type of hardship if you are deported. The good thing about the cancellation of removal is that if it is granted by the court, you will get your green card issued by the court. Number 3, asylum, right? Even if you are outside of the 1-year statutory requirement to file for asylum, you can do a withholding of removal based on the same requirements of asylum, such as you have a fear of returning to your home country because you have previously faced some type of persecution, attacks, or threats because you belong to one of the protected groups of people, either by its race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or you belong to a particular social group, right? And the government is not doing anything to protect you. If you can prove these things in immigration court, if you are within the 1-year period, if you file for asylum within the 1-year period, and this asylum can be granted if you satisfy all those things and you prove that case to the court. If you're outside of the 1-year period, like as you should know, but I'll tell you, in order to be eligible for asylum, you have to file for asylum within 1 year of being in the country. But what I'm trying to say is that if you are in removal proceedings and you are outside of that 1 year, you can apply for something called withholding of removal. So either one is a very common relief from deportation. All right. Number 4, it's a significantly more difficult one to prove. It's called CAT. It's called CAT, and CAT stands for Convention Against Torture. So what you have to prove, and usually when we go to CAT, it means that you don't have any other relief from deportation. We have to prove that it is more probable than not that if you are deported and you get returned to your home country, you will be killed or subject to extreme cruelty, right? A very, very tough burden to prove, but we have done it in court before. And it falls along the similar guidelines of asylum, but it is a significantly higher burden to prove that you will be killed if you get returned to your home country because you belong to one of these protected classes. There's nowhere else for you to go, and the government is not going to protect you. Right? So we've already been through family-based petitions. We've been through cancellation of removal. We've been through asylum and withholding of removal, and we have been through CAT. Number 5 is VAWA. You can actually file VAWA when you are in removal proceedings, and you can actually get cancellation of removal based on VAWA, right? So you have to prove that you were either married to a United States citizen, or you have a U.S. citizen child or parent that has subjected you to some form of abuse. It can be physical, it can be emotional. There are different types of abuse, but it's your burden to prove that that type of abuse has.
I hope you're listening carefully, ladies and gentlemen. So if you like, share, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell. We're going to go into community news and events after this, and then we're going to close the show. But listen carefully and speak to an immigration specialist, speak to an immigration attorney, and please know before you go. Here we go.
Significantly affected you. And of course, you have to prove that you have good moral character. So you can do cancellation of removal based on VAWA, or you can actually do a straight VAWA. And these are the top 5 ways that I have used for deportation defense. Yes, there are many other different ways. Like, say, for instance, if you are a green card holder and you are now in removal proceedings, there is the petty offense exception, where if you have one criminal conviction that got you into removal proceedings and it doesn't have a sentence of more than 1 year, we can argue that as our green card holder. So there are different release from deportation. The things that may affect you in removal proceedings is if you have serious criminal convictions. This may preclude or exclude you from some of these types of relief. But I say this to say, just because you are in removal proceedings, it does not mean that you will get deported.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it. And let's move on to the next subject here. And like, share, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell. Know before you go. And speak to an immigration specialist. Speak to an immigration attorney. You will need to know if you're in that category. So as you know, Rakesh Memorial is coming up on the 28th of September. So that's going to be at Well Road in New Forest. Please support the family. Also, Mr. Curly Strong, a good friend of mine, passed away, and his grave digging is on the 28th of September. His setup is going to be the 2nd of October. The funeral is going to be the 4th of October at the Littis Moravian Church at 11 a.m. on October 4th, and also interment in the family plot in New Forest District in Manchester. We say condolences to the family. It's a great loss to the area. He was a big farmer and a well-known individual and a very benevolent individual as well. He is well-known and a great guy. He passed away. God bless his soul. And we say condolences to the family. Also, we're going to move on to Bowles Cricket Oval. Bowles Cricket Oval is having a cricket match on Sunday. So check out Bowles Cricket Oval in Downs District in Manchester for that cricket match. It's going to be a big deal. Gallus Anthem is going to be also on the 26th. That's tomorrow, Friday, the 26th. So this is a big deal in Bentown, or Wayne's Bar in Bentown, Commerplen District, with DJ Keno's birthday celebration called Gallus Anthem. It's the street dance edition. It's going to be tomorrow. Set your clocks, because this is going to start early and it goes to late. It's going to be overloaded. You got Star Level, Lethal Stain, and also Gemini, and also DJ Sean. It's going to be there. It's going to be a big deal. It's one of those link-up parties you got to be at, because it's going to be off the charts, ladies and gentlemen. Also, we have Jamason. Jamason's going to be here on Naram Promotions, The Real Deal podcast show, live on Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, New York time. So it's about 8:30 Jamaican time. So check it out. Set your clocks for that. Jamason will be here to tell you about his tour, because he's going to be talking to us from, I think, Paris or Europe. He just left Australia and New Caledonia, which is east of Australia. And East Caledonia is 15 hours ahead of us. So it's seeing tomorrow a long time, or the next day. So big up to Jamason. He'll be here on Saturday to tell you about it. So big up Jamason. Also, we have a Naughty Virtue. Naughty Virtue is going to be here on Monday for PIP Mondays to tell you about his new hit single. That is the what we call it, Wake Up and Live. Wake Up and Live, ladies and gentlemen. New hit single on the two-time rhythm. He's going to be here on Naram Promotions, The Real Deal podcast show on Monday, and he's going to tell you all about it and his journey getting there. Check out our other podcast with Naughty Virtue when he talks about his life, but this one is a big deal. He found another one. Big up to Naughty Virtue. Respect every time. So, and we have Crazy Mondays on Monday. Mel in New Forest District. Crazy Mondays is always Crazy Mondays. It's a great place to be, so check her out. And we're going to have Odette. Big up to Odette and the St. Best Togetherness on October 4th at Compound 190 to 190 to 01 Linden Boulevard in Queens, New York. Odette is from Lititz, and also Sandra, and I'm not too sure where Sandra is from, but she's a St. Elizabeth girl, and she's from Lititz, St. Elizabeth, and she has this every year annual party, and it's going to be on the 4th of October. This year, 2025, it's off the chain. Put on your pretty dandan and come all, your formal wear. You'll be entertained by DJ Andy, Echo Stone Sound, Troy, and the big bad Glamour Wayne. And I'm telling you, this is going to be off the chain. Let's play a little video. It's a big deal, ladies and gentlemen. Odette and Sandra. St. Best Togetherness, October 4th, right here in New York, Queens, in the compound. You're right there in Queens, 19201 Linden Boulevard. Make it a date. Do not be late. I'm telling you, it's going to be off the chain. And ladies and gentlemen, let's touch into Manchester High School. That's where my alumni is. So Manchester High School will be having what you call Mix and Mingle in 22507 Linden Boulevard, Cambria Heights in New York. They will be having what you call Mix and Mingle Lyman Games on Sunday, October 12th, 2025. It's going to be off the chain. So all Manchester Heights, the alumni, be there or be square. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a big deal. So also Book It. Book It is set for October 26th. And the tickets, if you don't have a ticket right, don't blame me. You weren't listening, but you got to check it out. Santa Cruz, Dimitri's, Yardman Gas Station Junction, Outer Space Drip in Junction, Jackie's Wholesale in Junction, and Ultimate Dining in Mandeville. So you got to check it out. The Impact Crew making an impact in Junction City, Junction, St. Elizabeth on October 26th. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, we have the Jerk Hut in Tampa. That's going to be a big, big deal in Tampa this November. They're going to be off the chain, ladies and gentlemen. You got to check it out in Tampa. It's going to be a big, big deal. You got to go there and see what's going on. Here we go. Let's share this with you, and you can check out. Let's go.
Ox is tailing.
That's Jerk Hut in Tampa.
Oh yeah.
Big deal.
Hold on.
30 odd years in the business. My cousin there.
Cabbage.
And draft.
I'm gonna dip that cabbage in that gravy though, so it'll look like that right there.
Oh yeah.
Rice and peas.
We're
gonna do the same. I need some oxtail gravy on that.
Tampa this November. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen.
And can't forget the sweet plantain. Now they got a buffet going on. Okay, then we got the big buffet each and every day here at Jerk Hut. You know they're gonna have the beef patties. Oh, there go the tongs. This is what I'm looking for right here.
And also they have live
grab
bands.
that beef patty right there. And then
every week they have a live band in Jerk Hut in Tampa. You gotta check it out. The best Jamaican food anywhere in Florida. Check out Jerk Hut in Tampa, Florida. It's gonna be off the chain this November. Make it a date. Don't be late. Be there. It's a celebration, 30 odd years in the business, and they're going strong, ladies and gentlemen. Support. Here we go. So also Misha is gonna have her let's check this out. This is a big deal. Wow, Misha. You know, I had to search, and when I made buck upon this, for November, may I tell you, it's gonna be off the chain for Misha on November 20th. She has a big deal going on in Sierra District in Manchester. That's a big, big deal. Where's she at? Here we go. The beautiful Misha at the right spot. And she's going to have her Right Vibes 5th edition, November 20th, in at Misha's Right Spot in Sear District in Manchester. It's Uptown Movements, big up every time. It's going to be off the chain. And you know where the right spot is? It's at the right spot. So big up to Misha on the Right Vibes, November 20th. It's going to be loaded. Big up to Misha every time. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember this is, what you call it? Thursday Night Live. It's the first showing of Thursday Night Live right here on Naram Promotions, The Real Deal podcast show. But remember this, that whenever you're in South Central Jamaica, there's a few spots you got to visit. And one of them is the right spot, as I told you before, in Sear District. And also, we're talking about Top Rock we call it Prospect District in Manchester, where you have the great seafood and also the bar is off the chain. The whole atmosphere is off the chain at Top Rock. So let's get Top Rock up here in a second. Let's get Top Rock here. Where's Top Rock? We're going to show you Top Rock, and then we're going to move on to Bowles Fish Stop, which has, here's Top Rock. We're going to show you Top Rock right now. And here, hold on a second. Let's get that off. And where's Top Rock? Top Rock. Is that Top? No? Where's Top Rock? Okay, here's Top Rock. So that's Top Rock, ladies and gentlemen. So that's off the chain. Check him out. And also you have Bowles Fish Stop. You remember Bowles Fish Stop? That's a big deal. He has the oval as well, the cricket oval. Sunday is going to be a big deal. This Sunday, the 28th? Right, the 28th. Check out Bowles Fish Stop and the oval for a good cricket match on Sunday. And any day of the week, you can check them out. It's going to be a big deal. Just remember, the Mystic Inn is my place. When you want to hang out and have a great time, just check the Mystic Inn, and you will have a great time, ladies and gentlemen. It is off the chain. So let's get you the picture of the Mystic Inn. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here on the show. Always remember, pray when you're going out, pray when you're coming in. Always remember, God is in control. Always remember that. Pray. Have your faith. And remember, this is Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you on the next show on Saturday when we talk to Jamaican. Be here. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Click that notification bell. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. We say hats off to you every time. See you at the next show. Naram Promotions is at you.